What a Wednesday it's been. A beautiful day in the neighborhood, and we have summer still just around the corner for days and days, possibly running even longer than the forecast period does. Still hitting the mid, upper, and 80 and close to 90-degree mark before it's all said and done. Yes, a lot of sunshine, dry air. It's one of those forecasts that has very few words, and as I say, whenever I have that opportunity, which is not all that often, the less said the better when you come to your forecast, because you need words to describe things that are just not so nice other than sunshine. We have a lot of warm air, summer ahead, starting as soon as tomorrow, even warmer than today. With that said, we'll talk about that. I'll have some COVID news tonight. We'll follow up tomorrow night with our public health director, but more deaths to report tonight, as he has confirmed to me. I'll briefly touch on that and the number of cases in just a few moments. Godfrey County Fiscal Court meeting from last evening, some important money, financial, and other matters that we'll discuss, pulling a couple of segments out of that meeting. Also an update on the deputy who was hit by a moving vehicle yesterday while classes were being released at the Godfrey County High School, and a host of other news and headlines. We'll begin, though, with our governor, not a COVID update, but an update on state human trafficking findings and how we're going to try to combat just that. Governor Beshear today said a $1 million federal grant from the U.S. Department of Justice is going to be used to help Kentucky address key findings in the University of Louisville's Human Trafficking Research Initiative, Project Pivot, as it's called. Pivot for prevention and intervention for victims and trafficking. It's a 2-year research project. And Governor Beshear says that when he was Attorney General, he actually worked with Pivot to gather the research for this, and that his administration is working to carry out their recommendations, which include the Department for Community-Based Services creating an advisory council, launching a human trafficking and child labor screening tool to identify high-risk children, and hiring a full-time child protection specialist. The principal investigator of Project Pivot said, quote, "We learned that child trafficking is primarily happening at the hands of family members, people in our community that we know, live next to, and interact with. This has implications for how we educate our communities about child trafficking, as well as how we prepare child welfare workers and first responders to identify and to respond to potential child victims." Last year, Kentucky was one of only 4 states in the nation to receive a $1 million grant related to human trafficking from the U.S. Department of Justice's Office for Victims of Crime. With grant funding, the DCBS will engage with child-serving agencies in the Commonwealth to develop and implement an advisory council on human trafficking and child labor prevention and awareness. That council will include the Kentucky Justice and Public Safety Cabinets, Department of Juvenile Justice, the Department of Education, Kentucky State Police, and Administrative Office of the Courts. And that advisory council will work to identify human trafficking and child labor screening tools funded by this grant, which will be used to reveal victimization for both sex and labor trafficking of children and youth. The study also pointed to a couple of recommendations, tapping into existing child advocacy centers as anti-trafficking resources, and holding family members accountable. This study revealed that significantly more cases with non-relative perpetrators, about 39.5%, had a case outcome of substantiation or founding when compared to cases with family perpetrators at 21%. I talked with our public health director, Pete Shepard, just a few moments ago. We'll talk with him tomorrow about vaccines and some other important topics and updates as relate to the still ongoing fight of COVID-19 here in Magoffin County. But today, he gave me some rather tragic numbers. As far as new case numbers, those are still following a positive trend and better than we were a few weeks ago. There were 0 cases reported yesterday, 1 today. In the past several days, in the past week, since last Wednesday, we've had a total of 5. We had been averaging close to 12 and 14 a week for the past several weeks. However, Shepard does confirm to me, as the state has confirmed to him, 2 more COVID-19 related deaths in Magoffin County. And I believe only one of these is related to 2 that we were already inquiring about. He's going to gather the age, as much data as we're able to reveal, and the rest of the information concerning those, which brings us to at least 22 deaths here in Magoffin County, and maybe even more. So we'll have an update on tomorrow's program. I do have a report coming from city government, specifically from the Sagersville Water Works, a major water project about to wrap up. It's one that you really wouldn't notice had it, except for it not being done. Then you may have noticed, but some significant repairs trying to stay ahead of any problems are just about to wrap up, extending the water intake or replacing it from the Licking River behind the Sagersville Grade School to the Waterworks plant. There's still some more line to lay, a feed and a return to the plant, if you will. And they'll have to make that connection. They'll have to do some further testing and some, of course, reclamation, if you will, on the site in Blacktop. And there will be a small downtime for the plant that water customers won't notice, but we would have noticed had this project not been done, after recent flooding caused some problems around the intake that feeds the entire water system for Sagersville and Magoffin County.
Remember back last year that line was threatened by the flooding along the bank, and it washed out our line. So in order to be safe, what we've done is reroute up here along Hornet Drive.
They're essentially installing a new raw water supply line from the river to the plant, and then a muddy water return, if you will, back to the river. You can see here where it actually started from over the bank there behind the Sagersville Grade School, and then came up the hill and then made its way essentially over Hornet Drive and then to Route 7, where it will connect with the Sagersville Waterworks. One more day, they should have everything in the ground, and there will be some pressure testing, and it all should be good to go and seamless as far as any current services are concerned.
This is not potable water, and by potable I mean that's the water that's treated and drinkable and usable. This is raw water, and then one line that goes from the plant back to the river with some muddy water, basically, or dirty water. We send it back to the river. Hopefully, it makes the service for everybody more secure. We were worried that another flood would wash the bank out and cause a huge disruption in service. And at this point, we think we've got it. We're hopeful that we've got it all taken care of, and so we don't have to worry about washing out down the river.
An update on the sheriff's deputy who was hit by a car following the release of school yesterday in Magoffin County, and some other headlines next. Parkway Pharmacy, as always, promises the quickest service with the very best care and prices, and to always have someone there to talk to when you have a question. With 3 pharmacists, curbside, drive-through, and call-ahead service. Parkway Pharmacy in Sagersville, 349-4400.
Where you can always talk to a pharmacist when you need one.
Spring is always the time for new beginnings and redecorating, or at least adding a few new favorite pieces to your home decor. And the Seasonal Shop has just finished resetting their entire home decor section with all new merchandise. It's all there. Classic favorites, new trends, and the unusual pieces that can set your decor apart from everyone else. Farmhouse, timeless blue and white pottery, natural woods, beaded accents, bohemian, bees, lemons, copper, white pottery, and equestrian. It's all there. And it's all there with local delivery, layaway, and curbside pickup. It's the only place like it. The Seasonal Shop in downtown Sagersville.
I'm Dr. Jason Zimmerman at Highlands ARH, the healthcare system of Appalachia.
There's no missing that this is the new McFarland and Tinker Law Office location on the Mountain Parkway in the former Farm Bureau building in Sagersville, just like there's no denying that their nearly 60 years of legal experience has won their clients millions and millions of dollars in disability, auto accident, and wrongful death cases. It's where your case matters to you and to us. McFarland and Tinker, also Griffey approved. Welcome to East Kentucky's premier vape and CBD shop, offering all natural tobacco alternatives and everything vape and smoke shop related. Everything you're looking for and everything you're not. Best quality, best prices, best service.
Come to Appalachian Smoke Shop for all your tobacco alternatives and accessories, as well as products like CBD, kratom, and legal THC that people are telling us they're using to treat pain, anxiety, depression, difficulty sleeping, and lack of energy, as well as just for overall wellness. making sure one stop, Appalachian Smoke Shop.
The Magoffin County Fiscal Court met in regular session last night. I'll have that covered in just a few moments, still pulling a few pieces of that meeting out. I also have plans, and we will have a camera at the Magoffin County Board of Education meeting for tomorrow night. They will be talking, among other things on the agenda, about the supplemental school year, as to whether or not they will honor the requests of those who asked to redo the school year due to the pandemic. I don't have the total number of students yet or any other information, but I know that is a discussion, and we believe a decision they are planning on making tomorrow night, and some other important things to be brought out during that meeting as well, I do believe, so look for that a little later on. Right now, here's looking at an update on a Magoffin County Sheriff's deputy who was, I'm glad to report, released last evening after being involved in this accident at the Magoffin County High School yesterday afternoon. As I reported to you on yesterday, Sheriff's Deputy Reggie Gosser, who is also employed to work at the Magoffin County High School and actually as a security officer for the Magoffin County school system through a partnership between the Sheriff's Department and the school system, was releasing traffic for the day after classes at the Magoffin County High School in the exit area when he was struck by a vehicle leaving, a parent picking up a student whose vehicle struck him with its driver's side mirror and portion of that vehicle, knocking Gosser to the ground. He was packaged on the scene with EMS from the Lifeguard Ambulance Service, determining that he should be life flighted for the possibility of severe injuries. He was complaining of back, neck, and head injuries. He was, as I told you last evening, taken to the St. Mary's Hospital, per my reports. I'm also told this evening and have confirmed that he was released last evening, sometime around 8 o'clock or so, and allowed to return home without any life-threatening injuries. Kentucky State Police Trooper Tracy Salyer handling the accident investigation. No charges are expected to be filed. Next, and you know this is always the best part of the community calendar for me, when I can say birthdays started off tonight, brought to you by Magoffin Farm Bureau. Yes, that's birthdays with an S, plural, because I've got two. And the first is a happy 60th birthday to Steve Collett, from your wife and kids. Happy 60th birthday to you. Again, 60th birthday wishes tonight to Steve Collett. The next one actually got a couple of best wishes attached to it. We'll begin first and foremost with a now 18-year-old Hunter Howard. Hunter, you know who called this in, right? Ma and Pa and the family and friends. Yeah. Allison called this in and said, "Oh, be sure, by the way, and wish his parents a happy anniversary as well." So let's throw that in there as well. Happy anniversary and happy 18th birthday again to Hunter Howard. Happy birthday to you, Hunter. We hope you've had a good one, and most assured are we that you probably have. With that said, a reminder, commodities to be distributed tomorrow at the Magoffin County Senior Citizen Center, and they are desperate. They're always in need, but they're really desperate for some volunteers. If you can go down and help for a few hours, they would certainly appreciate it. And if you can, show up is fine, or you can give Marlene an hour to call at 349-5152. It's tomorrow, 11 till 2:30. If you can get there a little bit before to help start boxing the goods up, that's just a wonderful, wonderful thing. Revival, I'm told, is ongoing right now through Sunday at the Bethlehem to Calvary Church. 7 o'clock nightly, Sunday morning at 11. Don't forget that next Wednesday from 2 to 4 is a drive-up Hands Spring Fair at the Health Department. We're expecting parents or parents with kids up to a year old can drive up, get a free diaper bag full of goodies. One is going to win a grand prize of a really great car seat. A lot of other participating organizations and vendors will be there, and they hope that those new parents we're expecting will be as well. That's next Wednesday, 2 to 4 at the Magoffin County Health Department. From there, a reminder about the Ramey Pool. They're going to be opening this summer, but just for parties. Due to COVID and just a lot of other restrictions, so they're going to make it available for parties all week long, Monday through Friday in the evenings, 6 till 10, then weekends, 2 till 10. And to make a reservation, call 349-5304. To make a reservation on our community calendar for your announcements, all you got to do is call me either of these numbers or email or Facebook or put it in the snail mail or fax it. Any way you want to get it here, tell me about it. Birthdays and anniversaries too, and I'll tell everyone else. A reminder that Patchell Salyer is going to be laid to rest following services that start in his honor tomorrow at 2, survived by his 4 sons, Terry Lynn Patchell Jr., Troy Wiseman, and Patchell Sean Salyer. as well as daughters Diana Porter, Gayetta Patrick, Bernice Howard, Janice Howard, Sandy Howard, and Lillian Minix, his brother Blue Salyer, 20 grandkids, 40 great-grandkids, and 13 great-great-grandchildren. Services start tomorrow at 2. Visitation is this evening at the Magoffin County Funeral Home. And services have been set for 81-year-old Jolly Hensley of Sayersville, who passed away Monday at the Pikeville Medical Center. The son of the late Salmon Ethel Howard Hensley. He's survived by son Clarence Hensley and sisters Maxine Hensley, Glissy Likens, Pruda Myers, and Frida McNew, and 5 grandkids and 10 great-grandkids. Jolly is preceded in death by his wife, Linda. Funeral services start Friday morning at 11 from the Magoffin County Funeral Home. Visitation will be Thursday evening. 64-year-old Dennis Phipps of Sayersville passed away Monday, survived by his parents, Ernie and Justina Isaac Phipps, and his wife, Vicki, as well as son Gregory Phipps and daughter Dawn Cottran, sisters Vicki Sakala and Carolyn Cook, and 2 grandchildren. Services to be held Saturday morning at 11 from the Magoffin County Funeral Home. Visitation will be that Friday night. Also, at his request, in lieu of flowers, please make contributions to the New Hope Christian Academy. And services are still pending at this hour for 24-year-old James William Lyon of West Liberty, who passed away Sunday at his home. To be announced soon by the Magoffin County Funeral Home. Be sure and make the grand opening at Speedy's in Sayersville a must-do on your list Memorial Day weekend. They're going to have bounce houses and water slides for the kids, free hot dogs for everybody. Their buffet is going to be half off all weekend long. They're going to have a flag-raising ceremony and incredible deals like 2 15-packs of Coke or Pepsi products for just $8.49, Sonoma's $3.29 a pack, and $10 off of cartons of Marlboros. Saturday and Sunday of Memorial Day weekend at Speedy's in Sayersville.
Appalachian Wireless is proud to offer the Emergency Broadband Benefit Discount. This federal program can reduce the cost of our 25 gig unlimited plan by up to $50 a month. If someone in your household qualifies for certain government benefit programs or experienced substantial loss in income in the last year, you may be eligible. Only 1 discount per household, and it's only available until allotted funds run out. For more details, go to AppalachianWireless.com/EBB. We are you. We are Appalachian Wireless. Unlimited data speeds will be slowed to 512 kilobytes after 25 gig per line.
Just click on ConleyTire.net and you can shop for tires. Find out more about services, brands, wheels, rims, their free coffee, free Wi-Fi, and free local shuttle service. And of course, the latest and greatest current offers and specials, like how right now you can get up to $150 back on a set of Goodyears. That's ConleyTire.net, or you can always stop by in Staffordsville or give them a call at 297-2424. TracFone has brand new deals, brand new plans, and a brand new line of phones, and Fraser's Prater Drugstore has them all, like iPhone 6S's prepaid for only $114.99. We dare you to find it anywhere any cheaper. Yes, $114.99. So stay connected, stay in touch with major savings on all new TracFone plans and devices at Sayersville's Fraser's Prater Drugstore. In recognition and honor of all of your achievements, especially your extraordinary senior year, Sayersville National Bank wants to salute the class of 2021 and assure you that wherever your next horizon leads you, we're here to help you save for your dreams with student, business, personal checking, and more. Congratulations to the graduating class of 2021 from Sayersville National Bank. Go with All Pro and you'll always get a perfectly finished project backed by decades of experience and thousands of satisfied customers. Always with the best prices on everything from small to large remodels, bathrooms to kitchens to entire homes, or turnkey new construction on everything from garages, homes to retail space. And seamless gutters too. And All Pro still offers 0% financing for up to 18 months and long-term low interest rates on those big projects. For an estimate, call this family-owned business today. The Magoffin County Fiscal Court met in regular session last evening. As I told you in coverage of the Sayersville City Council meeting that was held Monday, in that report this week on yesterday's program, the city and mayor announced that they will be receiving $159,000 a year for the next 2 years from the government, the federal government, in part from the American Recovery Act, COVID relief money. Last night, Judge Executive Matthew Wireman spoke of the more than $2 million headed to Magoffin County, while it's still unknown how they're going to be able to spend it.
We have to account for the American Recovery Act money that the last package that went through the federal government to counties. It's about $2.3 million over 2 years that they'll be sending us, but we got to have it in a separate checking account, and we have to create a new checking account for that. So we'll hopefully, once we get this account created, we'll be asking for that money to come in. It'll come in half of it, about 1.1 will come in. They're still sending guidance out on how we'll spend it, so we'll be discussing that over the next couple of months. But we want to go ahead and get that in the bank. But we got to have a separate checking account. So, any questions or comments on that?
Hearing none, all approve creating the account, and while they're waiting for that money, they will receive, as you heard the judge say, more guidance on how it can and is to be spent. They approved some bids, all the lowest bids, in some cases the only bid, for everything from blacktop to fuel to rock to drivable steel and the like. They also had an update on upcoming projects, road projects, several of which are still in the plans, some of which are a little closer to starting than others, like the Ivy Point project, which is nearing land purchases.
I was on our bi-monthly meeting with the state on our state roads that's being worked on. The Ivy Point project, they say that they are kicking off the right-of-way and buying that property. And so that means that's moving along, so that's a good thing.
When is that supposed to start?
It's still going to, there's another budget cycle probably before they actually start the construction. They got to go through, they've been doing the utility stuff the last little bit, the design on that. And once they got all the design work, the next thing is the right-of-way work. So they'll be doing that next. And that's, they said, starting in June. The parkway's moving along well. It's on schedule for the last section that's in Magoffin County. The sidewalk project is in the final design phase, and they too are going to be starting the right-of-way process probably in July. So that project's moving along pretty good. 867, which is ongoing right now, is up there at Return to Go Up Oakley and Route 7. That's a highway safety improvement project, a federal grant that somebody put in for a long time ago, and it just came through. And hopefully they'll have that done in the next month.
In some other happenings, Tony Allen was appointed to a 4-year term on the Big Sandy Jail Authority Board. He's already serving as a member. Brenda Hill was also appointed to a term of 4 years for the Tax Appeal Board. She's already a member thereof. Also, the county announcing, as is the city, hopeful that they will be able to utilize inmate workforce from the Big Sandy Jail in the coming weeks. Due to COVID, they have not, and it has really made a difference here in the city and the county as to getting a lot of projects and just general maintenance done. They're hoping to have maybe as many as 3 to 5 inmates, maybe as soon as next week, for at least 3 days a week beginning, and hopefully up to 5 thereafter. And up next, summer has officially arrived. Still a ways away in the calendar, doesn't really matter. Mid and upper 80s, 4 days is what we're looking at. I'm sure I'm getting a mixed bag of reactions. A lot of folks just, not necessarily ready or needing or missing the heat, and some folks yearning for summer and cool weather, and I'm just the messenger, so let's just go ahead and get it over with and pretend we all like it. Partly cloudy skies tonight, a low of 54 degrees for the rest of your Wednesday. The only thing other than sunny and partly cloudy and clear, the only other words in my entire forecast are some patchy fog late tonight and early tomorrow, and that's it. The rest of it I could use 4 words to pretty much sum up all the conditions for the next 7 days. So with that said, patchy fog tonight, lingering in the morning, mid-80s tomorrow, warmer still, and we'll see some sunshine, 50s again tomorrow night at 56, partly cloudy skies. Really nice Thursday. About the same for your Friday and Saturday, mid-80s again, 86 or so, 80 and about 56, 57 for nighttime lows. Mostly sunny Friday, mostly sunny again on your Saturday, and that is completely dry and warm and summer-like. Tomorrow, tomorrow. It's Thursday, tomorrow, Friday, and Saturday. And then as we take a look at the rest of your 7-day, it rolls right on, and temperatures even roll up from there. Sunday, sunny and 87, close to 60 and mostly clear that night. Monday, mostly sunny, 87 again, mostly clear that night, and 61 for your nighttime low. And then Tuesday of next week, we could start to flirt with the 90s, hitting around 89, maybe 89 or even 90 or so Wednesday. And right now, I don't have anything really firm that's going to show an end to this pattern. It will change. It is Kentucky, and we can't go more than 5 or 6 or 7 days without some sort of a change. But right now, we're going to go at least the next 6 or so, maybe 7. Thereafter, we'll have to wait and see how long this pattern can hold. And as I've alluded to on a couple of different occasions or more during this program, a lot of news already on tap for tomorrow, and that's when I hope to see you next time. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of your Wednesday.